Tens of thousands of fresh Russian troops have been sent to eastern Ukraine as Moscow ramps up its winter assault on Kyiv. The Ukrainian governor of Luhansk has warned of an imminent offensive planned after the 15th of February. The country's national security chief also expects the Kremlin to target northeastern Kharkiv or southern Zaporizhzhia in the coming days. On the diplomatic front, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has arrived in London. His surprise visit comes as Britain announces a fresh round of sanctions on Russia. Our Foreign Secretary James Cleverly says the sanctions hit organizations that Mr. Putin's military relies on. And so the move is expected to increase the economic pressure on the Russian leader. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has also committed another round of military aid for Kyiv. More on the situation in Ukraine, Will Denslow joins us live from Kyiv. Will, Russia intensifying its winter assault, any signs of those fresh Russian troops on the ground?
Well, Dawn, more reports overnight of fresh explosions in Kharkiv, and we've had an insight this week from the UK Defence Intelligence giving a bit of an update on what they think we're seeing on the ground, especially in the east of Ukraine. They say that Russia is advancing a couple of hundred metres in the east per week. They say their progress is being slowed substantially due to a lack of munitions as well as a lack of training for many of its forces. Now, we have also had an update when it comes to that huge massing of Russian forces that are being reported, over 300,000 according to some reports. The UK intelligence saying they don't believe that there will be a substantial build-up of Russian forces that will be capable of changing the overall outcome of this war in the next couple of weeks. The UK also saying they believe that taking over the Donbass will be a key objective for Russia. We've heard from Ukrainian officials on that matter, some saying that they believe that potential targets for Russia in this potential offensive will include the Zaporizhzhia and Kharkiv regions. We have heard from President Volodymyr Zelenskyy speaking to the public in the past 24 hours, saying that they're paying close attention to what the Russians are planning and that they're doing all they can to equip Ukrainian forces to repel any potential offensive.
Well, speaking of this equipment, Western allies continuing to pledge more military support for Ukraine. Of course, the usual response from Ukraine, certainly its president, is to say that's not enough. How much would be enough for Ukraine to actually fight and win that war against Russia?
You're quite right, Dawn, and there are real concerns about not only the amount and what is coming to Ukraine, but the pace that it is arriving as well. Now, of course, on this visit to the UK, Downing Street confirming that Ukrainians will be receiving further training, especially when it comes to its Marines and its pilots. Also, some reports that there will be seeing a surge in military equipment. Downing Street saying it'll be in an effort to help combat Russia's spring offensive that many are expecting. Of course, this comes 24 hours after Germany's Defence Minister Boris Pistorius was here in Kyiv, and he announced that Germany, along with Denmark and the Netherlands, were pledging a further 178 Leopard 1 series tanks that will be arriving to Ukraine in the course of the next few months. But of course, Ukraine saying that a real game changer will be the Leopard 2 series that has recently been promised by European powers. And of course, they are now calling for F-16 fighter jets that they say will be an incredible game changer as the war plays out. And there are real concerns that without fresh equipment, fresh supplies for Ukraine's forces, that could have a major impact in Ukraine's ability to launch any counter-offensives to Russia's spring offensive. Dawn?
Thanks for that. Will Denslow reporting live just there from Kyiv.